Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Allison Fergit. Breaking news tonight, the White House announced U.S. warplanes dropped bombs on nuclear sites in Iran tonight, stunning many in the region and on Capitol Hill. CBS News' Christian Benavides has more.
President Trump announced American warplanes dropped bombs on 3 nuclear sites in Iran on Saturday night. In a social media post, the president wrote, "All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. All planes are safely on their way home." Among the Iranian sites targeted, Fordow and a larger enrichment plant at Natanz. News of the strike comes hours after it was revealed B-2 bombers were dispatched from Missouri to Guam. The B-2s are capable of carrying barrack-busting bombs, capable of destroying the kinds of underground nuclear facilities Iran was believed to possess.
It's designed to penetrate to quite a significant depth before it actually goes off, and then to generate a large, burst after that.
News of the strikes was met with mixed reviews, with some on Capitol Hill noting that the strikes can be viewed as an act of war that Congress did not sign off on. In a social media post, Representative Thomas Massie of Kentucky, a Republican, wrote, "This is not constitutional." Earlier in the week, the president indicated he would give it 2 weeks to decide whether to join Israel in bombing Iran. But throughout the week, and as recently as Friday, he expressed concerns over how close Iran was to having a nuclear weapon.
Within a matter of weeks, or certainly within a matter of months, they're going to be able to have a nuclear weapon. We can't let that happen.
The overnight strike comes after Israel launched its attack on Iran on June 13th, and just 1 day after European delegates met with Iranian officials in Geneva to encourage an end to the conflict. The whereabouts of Iran's supreme leader remain unknown. CBS News learned Friday the leader is reportedly in hiding as a result of fears of an assassination. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
In response to the attack, Wisconsin Congressman Derek Van Orden released a statement that said, quote, "As the largest state sponsor of terrorism who is responsible for the deaths of thousands of Americans, it is imperative that the Iranian regime never possess a nuclear weapon."
Well, most of the upper Midwest saw a very stuffy day out there today, a very stuffy start to the weekend, and that's going to continue as we go into tomorrow as well. We're looking at almost identical forecasts going into your Sunday to what we saw today. Here's your observed high temperatures: 97 in La Crosse, 94 in Eau Claire, very warm overall, but yet still not warm enough to break those record highs. The record high today was 102 in La Crosse, set back in 1988, and Eau Claire 98, set back in 1995. So somewhat close in Eau Claire, but La Crosse was still a couple degrees off. Just the perfect weather for the first full day of summer out there. I'm not a fan of the heat, and I'm sure not a lot of us are, but we do have to get through just a couple more days of it. Possibly see more record-breaking lows as we go into tonight. Much of the area sitting in the upper 70s, some locations closer to maybe even Eau Claire, not even getting below 80 degrees as we go into tonight. So very warm, very high above average, and that's going to continue with our highs again tomorrow. Your morning already getting into the 80s if you stay or if you get below the 80s for the morning again already by 8 in the morning, and then Eau Claire staying in the 80s throughout much of the morning, by noon already at 90 degrees. So we do have that alert day out going into tomorrow as well for this dangerous heat, but I'll have a little bit more detail on it and when we're actually expecting it to finally get out of the area coming up in a little bit.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Nicole. A DeSoto woman is in custody for an alleged burglary. According to the Vernon County Sheriff's Office, on Friday morning, a Town of Wheatland resident reported missing power tools and accessories. Officials arrested Jordan Womack that morning for probation violation. That afternoon, they recovered the stolen property and found evidence implicating Womack. Womack's bail hearing is expected to be scheduled for Monday. The La Crosse community celebrated Juneteenth with a party at Riverside Park. Juneteenth marks the end of slavery in the U.S. The holiday falls on June 19th, but the city's celebration happened today so more people could attend. La Crosse Mayor Shondell Washington Spivey, who is the city's first black mayor, read the proclamation that started the event.
It is a really good community celebration that acknowledges the history and the past of America, while also bringing community together to learn, celebrate, have fun.
Today's celebration featured plenty of musical performances and family fun activities. A number of local organizations and Black-owned restaurants also had booths at the celebration. Well, it was a great day to be in the water, but one group of athletes are doing their best to make sure they didn't fall in. Today, professional log rollers are competing at La Crosse's Pettibone Lagoon for the annual La Crosse Open. This year's competition features 2024 defending log rolling world champions Marcus Hynek and women's defending champ Livy Papadopoulos. But just because the best of the best were competing, it doesn't mean the competition was only for the pros.
This is very unique because it's a community event. It's not just for the log rollers, it's for our La Crosse community, and we are so proud to bring this high level of log rolling to share with our community here in La Crosse.
This year's pro competition included a $5,000 award. Besides entertaining feats of balance, the event also featured a kids zone and free brats, iced coffee, and other drinks for attendees. The National Eagle Center in Wabasha is paying tribute to our nation's bird. Yesterday marked National Bald Eagle Day in the U.S. The celebration highlighted the eagle's remarkable recovery from endangerment this month. The center's director of advancement says the bald eagle represents a lot that's worthy of celebration.
Eagles embody a lot of things that we as Americans hold dear and value, things like freedom, strength, resilience. And so, yeah, it's just, we have a lot of lessons to learn from bald eagles.
This year's Bald Eagle Day celebrations are the first since the bald eagle was officially declared the national bird. That designation happened in December 2024 after Congress signed it into law. Holmen residents celebrated one of Wisconsin's signature foods. Today was the second annual Holmen Cheese Fest. The fest serves as a fundraiser to benefit the Holmen Area Community Center.
Last year was our first year, and we raised about $18,000 to support the Holmen area community. So we hope we raise the same amount or more.
This year included a mac and cheese contest, a craft fair, cheese and wine tastings, and of course, a number of different raffles and auctions. There was also live music throughout the day. An Irish Fest tradition took over La Crosse roads today. 25 teams competed in the sport of road bowling. Road bowling is a traditional sport in Ireland where players chuck cannonballs down a curvy road, aiming to cover a set distance in the fewest throws. And despite today's heat, there was a record amount of people competing.
We've got the largest group we've ever had here. It's our 10th year. And it's just the camaraderie and the fun being out here, chasing the ball around and everything. It's a lot of fun, a lot of helping each other out when you find when it goes off the road, things like that.
Today's road bowling course was a mile long. Irish Fest returns to La Crosse on Friday, August 8th. An Onalaska senior living community is giving back with a tasty fundraiser. Today, Anna Terrace Senior Apartments hosted a pancake breakfast. All proceeds went to support the Onalaska Fire Department.
They do a lot of service for us and help us out with a lot of different situations and things that we need from them.
This is Anna Terrace's first pancake breakfast fundraiser, and to celebrate the event, the Onalaska Fire Department brought a fire truck for attendees to check out. Next weekend, 2 senior living communities in West Salem will also be hosting pancake breakfasts. Those proceeds will go to a local nonprofit that helps those with disabilities enjoy the outdoors. Coulee Region motorcyclists can now enjoy a revitalized space to check out new bikes. Today, Great River Harley-Davidson in Onalaska hosted its grand reopening and anniversary celebration. Some of the upgrades to the building include enhancements to the customer lounge and the entrances. Owners Brody Meyer and John Jenner bought the dealership back in 2021 and say this remodel is like a new start.
And now we've been able to put our stamp on it, and John and I are just overly proud to be able to have this as a backdrop in Onalaska and along the interstate. I think it's one of the most beautiful buildings along the road.
The celebration included a ribbon-cutting ceremony, bike blessing, live music, and building tours. Congressional Representative Derek Van Orden also made an appearance. He presented the business with a congressional certificate. Still to come, U.S. spending slowed in May, but caused the bigger-than-predicted dip when we return.
Support local businesses by shopping at A1 Vacuum Sales and Service in Jackson Plaza. Make cleaning a breeze with great service and high-quality vacuums. Discover the perfect vacuum for your unique lifestyle. Shop local. Shop Jackson Plaza.
Summertime is here, and the Ford lineup is ready to take the stage. Lights, summer, action. Save big with great offers on your favorite Ford SUVs. Then seize the season. From America's all-time best-selling SUV, Explorer, to the built wild family of Broncos. Your local Northland Ford dealers are rolling out the red carpet with exclusive deals across our full lineup of SUVs. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford today. Don't wait. Last chance to get employee pricing plus $3,900 for 72 plus 4,000 mega bonus cash on Bronco. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
This is Tony, and this is Tony's Good Feet story.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job. Before my arch supports, I felt defeated, but since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I'm more positive.
Clinically proven, significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming out. I would recommend it to anyone.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Support local businesses by shopping at A1 Vacuum Sales and Service in Jackson Plaza. Make cleaning a breeze with great service and high-quality vacuums. Discover the perfect vacuum for your unique lifestyle. Shop local. Shop Jackson Plaza.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Another Federal Reserve meeting closes out holding in place. The Fed kept key interest rates unchanged despite solid economic data and increased pressure from the White House. Chair Jerome Powell said the central bank expects inflation to remain elevated and unemployment to rise, but he does expect the Fed to make 2 rate reductions by the end of the year. Consumers tightened their purse strings in May, pulling back from a surge in spending earlier this year. Retail sales dropped 0.9% last month, slightly more than expected. Dragging down the numbers, a dip in auto sales and motor vehicle parts, along with restaurant and bar tabs. If you're still in the spending habit, Amazon is doubling its Prime Shopping Days this year. The e-commerce giant will run its summer sale from July 8th through July 11th. That's 4 days instead of 2, with discounts on electronics, clothing, and other products. Amazon says last year was its biggest Prime Day yet, with more than 200 million items sold by independent sellers in 2 days. Coming up, a new study shows the dangerous side effects of cannabis use, plus how to keep children safe in the extreme heat.
And we have another dangerously hot day ahead of us as we go into Sunday. I'll have all the details on how warm we're expecting on getting and when we could see the heat finally moving out of the area coming up right after the break.
Is your relationship suffering from nagging bed aches? The all-new Sealy Posturepedic. Can you feel the support? That's the Precision Fit coils. They flex to your body, supporting you where you need it most. Stop stressing, start sleeping with Slumberland's 365-night sleep guarantee.
We see you out there building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like Estate Weed and Feed with lawn fertilizer, just $29.99. Save up to $60 on select DeWalt handheld power equipment. And Special Buy Ortho Home Defense Insect Spray, just $10.99 after rebate. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
There's lots of grown-up fun in the water park capital of the world, but where? Well, where tasty drinks meet relaxing pools. That's where all the action is. Where the rubber meets the road and then meets the water. Water parks, they're here, there, and everywhere. Now, where was I? Probably somewhere like here. Ooh, nice glassware. Hungry? There's plenty more where that came from. Where do we go from here? Well, just about anywhere. Wisconsin Dells, where it's at. Plan your grown-up getaway at wisdells.com.
Big days, big energy, one unforgettable weekend. Ashley for the Arts returns August 7th through the 9th in Arcadia, featuring Brad Paisley, ZZ Top, Darius Rucker, Third Eye Blind, and more. From live music and family fun to fireworks and interactive art, all for $55. It's not just a festival, it's an experience. Get your tickets now at ashleyforthearts.com.
Hey Nick, want your usual?
Yeah, please.
How's your day going?
Oh, pretty good. Air conditioning went on at the house, and I got some guys coming over to fix it.
Nothing that G&T can't take your mind off of, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. I can always depend on G&T to put my mind at ease.
Especially when I make them, eh?
Well, I'm talking about G&T heating and air conditioning. They have never let me down.
Call G&T. For the best heating and air conditioning, guaranteed.
Maybe I should switch to G&T.
Is snoring keeping you awake at night? Try the Temper Ergo Smart Base. It provides a holistic sleep experience and has snore response technology.
It works.
What?
You're gonna buy me this smart base.
Slumberland. Stop stressing, start sleeping.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Cannabis use could potentially double the risk of death from cardiovascular disease. New research published in the journal Heart showed significantly increased risks for stroke and sudden reduced or blocked blood flow to the heart among cannabis users. Use of cannabis has soared over the past decade as more and more states legalize use. Well, we've seen some seriously intense heat these past few days, and as the temperatures rise, so does the risk of getting sick from the hot sun. This time of year, it's especially important to keep kids hydrated before, during, and after activities. Doctors say if they're outside for under an hour, make sure they're drinking plenty of water. But if they're spending more than 60 minutes outdoors, some suggest supplementing with a sports drink.
Then also being mindful of what time of day we're doing activities. So doing things earlier in the morning, later at night, having shady breaks, things like that are going to be really important for monitoring long term.
If your child is an athlete, that doctor says to gradually introduce heat before outdoor practice to allow the body to acclimate to it, and be mindful of equipment and clothing that they're wearing. Knowing signs of heat-related illnesses is also important. The most severe sickness from the sun is heat stroke symptoms, which include confusion, irrational behavior, drowsiness, nausea, vomiting, and a high temperature of 104 degrees and above. Well, all good tips to keep in mind as we see a heat wave here in the Midwest. Let's send it to Nicole to see when we will finally get a break.
Yeah, the only good thing to take out of weather like this when we get it is that typically we're not the only ones dealing with it. So at least we have our friends across the entirety of the Midwest dealing with these warm temperatures, and we can get through it together because it is very warm out there. But the good news is it's really not lasting too much longer. We have another hot one tomorrow. Monday will be hot for some of us, but after that we have a pretty nice cool down coming for the rest of the week ahead. So here's tomorrow's highs, very similar to what we saw today. 97 for your high in both La Crosse and Eau Claire. Hot, muggy, and we're still seeing those breezy conditions as winds blow fairly strong out of the south. As for what it's going to feel like with that humidity out there, already close to 90 degrees across the area as we wake up around 9 in the morning. Once we get closer to the noon hours, some places are already going to feel closer to the triple digits, closer to that 100-degree mark, and then going later into the afternoon. About our max heat indices that we're expecting for tomorrow, for the most part, at least above 100 degrees. Some locations possibly getting into the mid-hundreds like La Crosse, Winona, Arcadia, and Eau Claire, all getting into the mid 100 degrees. So very warm out there for what it will feel like. And we're still dealing with that wind as well, bringing some relief that we felt today, but really you can't feel too much relief when it's starting to get this warm. This wind is more of a peskier wind as well because it is going to be fairly strong, especially in the afternoon hours. We're seeing it blowing sustained around 15 to 20 miles an hour. That means the wind gusts will be closer to 35 miles an hour in the afternoon. So another windier day ahead of us as well. We'll continue to see that breeze carry on into Monday along with the warmer temperatures, especially into the morning hours. Now this is Monday morning, not technically Monday's lows though, because we do have a cold front passing through later in the day. So we'll likely have temperatures get a little bit cooler than this on the back end of the day right before midnight. So likely not really seeing those record-breaking lows for Monday because of that, but still exceedingly warm nonetheless when you're waking up. Most of the area staying in the upper 70s when you wake up to start the week off Monday morning, and then going into the highs. Some improvement from this weekend, but still fairly warm overall for most of us. Most of the area south of I-94 staying close to 90 degrees, if not staying in the upper 80s. But folks a little bit further north, definitely feeling a little bit of a cool down because that cold front reaching there a little bit sooner. That cold front will be bringing the slightly cooler temperatures, but it's also bringing the chance for some strong or severe thunderstorms with it as well. So let's track it out. It's going to be a very quick moving line of it, so it'll be here and gone before most of us will even know it, and it might not even form over our area until a little bit later in the day. Here we have it passing through in the earlier afternoon hours, possibly getting to La Crosse and Eau Claire sometime around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Really starting to see those scattered thunderstorms starting to form at that time, but they really don't start to really build until a little bit later into the evening. At that point, just south of I-90. So still could see some movement on where that line actually decides it wants to pop up. So a little bit still more of some questions along that area, but still nonetheless seeing about a level 2 out of 5 for severe thunderstorm risk going into Monday. There is probable thunderstorms that will happen that day. Whether or not they form again in our area is still the main question, but definitely something to be aware of. The good news though, after that, temperatures really start to fall because of that cold front. Tuesday's highs finally back to near 80 and the upper 70s for some, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all near average and the low 80s. The only bad news though, and it's a pretty big bad news, is that there's going to be plenty of rain chances every single day. Some days could have some heavy rain associated with it as well. So we just can't get a good summer day
right?
Yet,
so we do get a break from the heat, but it's with
gonna
all
come at a
of
cost.
this. Oh,
Yeah.
goodness. All right. Well, thank you, Nicole. Coming up next in sports, a baseball border battle. The Brewers and Twins square off for Game 2 of their weekend series. Kate has the highlights after the break.
It's an easy puzzle to solve. The one app your phone can't live without. Bringing you local news, sports, streaming video, and a lot more. The News 8 Now app. Get it today. Oh, and good job on the puzzle.
Experience the thrill of gaming at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. Whether you're a slots enthusiast or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Enjoy delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more memories and adventure to your visit at any one of our 6 locations. And coming soon to Beloit. More of our amazing gaming options, amenities, and outstanding service you can count on. Find your fun today at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save. Get $4,250 cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, $2,250 in trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP.
Buy more, get more during the summer sale at Home Furniture. When you spend $6.99 or more on furniture, mattresses, and area rugs, like this Eltman sectional for just $7.99, you'll get a $100 MasterCard rewards card. Plus, for every additional $1,000 you spend, get a $100 card for a total of up to $1,000 back in MasterCard rewards cards. And take 15% off clearance and floor models. Only during our limited time summer sale. Hurry in and get more. Only at Home Furniture.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
For the Milwaukee Brewers, yesterday was a sign of what this team can be. The rookie Jacob Misiorowski throwing 6 perfect innings in the offense, putting up 17 runs, including 8 RBIs from Christian Yelich. They're a dangerous baseball team on the right night, but now it's about finding consistency both in the batter's box and on the mound. So let's see if they could do it again today. Back to Target Field for another game against the Minnesota Twins. First inning, the Brewers already making things happen. Runners at the corners. Yelich steals second, and that throw is nowhere close. Sal Frelick comes in to score. Brewers go up 1. Let's go to the second inning. Now 3-0 after a few sacrifices, and Yelich hits a dribbler, and nobody is near it. He's safe with an infield single and an RBI. Brewers go up 4. Pitching was great today. Jose Quintana on the mound. How about a 5-4-3 double play? Just 4 total hits for the Twins in this one. And then in the 8th, more Brewer offense, and they were pouring it on. Runner on first, and Frelick puts a drive into this pitch. Deep to right, off the wall for an RBI double. Milwaukee up 7. Then in the 9th, 2 runners on for Isaac Collins, and he unloads on this pitch down at the warning track. 2 more coming to score, as this one was all Brewers. 9-0 the final. So that puts Milwaukee at 7-3 in their last 10, 4.5 games back from the Chicago Cubs for the top of the Central. And they're also in the middle of a wild card race. But of course, still a lot of season to play, and these two teams will go again tomorrow. Speaking of the Cubs, let's have a quick check-in on them over in Chicago up against the Mariners today. And well, that's how you like to start a game. Ian Happ sending it into the bleachers for a solo shot. And then very next batter, and Kyle Tucker is going to do the same thing. This one to right center field as Chicago goes back-to-back to start the game. 5 total home runs in this one for the Cubs. They would go on to win 10-7. Northwoods League action. Loggers at home against the Stingers, up 1 in the first, and Savion Flowers is going to add a few more. A big fly to center field for a 3-run home run puts the Loggers up 4. Then in the second inning, bases loaded for Ryan Costello. He gets one through to right field, and the defense just misses it. That ball goes to the wall. All 3 runs are going to come in to score. This one was all Loggers tonight, 26-1. They'll be back at Copeland Park tomorrow at 5 o'clock. PGA action, round 3 of the Travelers Championship. Here's Tommy Fleetwood from 66 feet out, going for birdie. And yeah, he's going to sink that one. What a shot. Fleetwood would finish the day 7 under par. He's got a 3-stroke lead going into the final day. Action will resume tomorrow afternoon right here on WKBT. And in some NBA news, Milwaukee's Pat Connaughton has decided to pick up his player option for next season. Essentially, that means he could have entered free agency if he wanted to, or pick up the $9.4 million contract that the Bucks were offering him. And not really surprised he's going to take the money as he's coming off of a pretty down season. Connaughton was a key part of that 21 championship team, but he averaged his fewest minutes since 2016-17 and played in just 41 games. 2 of the best words in all of sports. Game 7 tomorrow night. The Pacers and Thunders will square off for a winner-take-all game in the NBA Finals. It's the first Game 7 since the 2016 Finals, and at this point in the season, I don't think anything would shock me. This one would set to start at 7 o'clock on ABC. And Allison, I think a lot of people were thinking the Thunder were going to roll in this one, but credit to the Pacers. They have fought in a lot of those games, and they have a chance to win it tomorrow night.
They've had an unbelievable run in this this postseason, and it makes me feel a lot better as a Bucks fan to see that we went to 5 with them.
They were close, and they were in a lot of those games.
And like Halliburton too. What happened in our last game against them was really demoralizing. But seeing it happen to every other team that they've played makes me feel much, much, much better. I also have to shout out the Loggers. 26-1 is unbelievable. When I played middle school basketball, I feel like we struggled to get to 26 total points. So doing that in baseball, I don't think I've ever seen a baseball score that high.
We'll go down and watch the game. They might put up 27 tomorrow night. Who knows?
Fingers crossed.
All right, we'll have more news after the break.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
The heat is on.
And so is Carl's Salute to Savings Sale.
Save up to 45% on major appliances.
Get up to $1,000 back with Carl's exclusive rebates. Get this 28 cubic foot refrigerator for only $14.99. See the all-new washer, dryer, combi models.
All TVs are on sale.
Shop our Serta iComfort Eco mattresses.
And our great selection of name brand grills.
Carl's Salute to Savings Sale.
Carl's is a servicing dealer since 1956.
Congressman Derek Van Orden just voted for Trump's working family tax cuts that mean higher wages and a 15% tax cut for working families. No tax on tips and no tax on overtime. Thank Derek Van Orden for supporting Trump's working family tax cuts.
Planning a home renovation? Save money and time by calling Habitat for Humanity's Reclaim Program. Habitat will remove your cabinets, flooring, windows, appliances, and more for free. Habitat sells reclaimed items at the Restore rather than sending it to the landfill. With Reclaim, you can save money, go green, and support Habitat. To schedule your free Reclaim service, go to habitatlacrosse.org/reclaim.
This is Arby's $7 Euro meal. Do the Greeks have a god of meats? If they don't, is there a form we need to fill out? A number to call? Arby's, we have the meats.
This river
wasn't damned in a day. And GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward.
Or get 0% APR plus $2,600 total value on this Sierra 1500 model.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
The trope may be firefighters help get cats out of trees, but what about a deer out of mud?
It might best be described as a bad game of telephone.
The call originally came out as a human or a person stuck in the mud.
But after firefighters drove 2 miles to Henderson Park and trudged through nearly half a mile of woods, they discovered something with more legs.
It's not a person, it's actually a wild animal.
A baby deer, a fawn, stuck up to its face in mud. And here's the rub. Lake Erin was recently drained for construction, making it a super mud pit.
This is very unique, so we had to come up with a different strategy.
So firefighters did what they do best, use ladders, laying them flat out to the fawn. The little fellow wasn't having the best day. The mud was deep. 12 firefighters eventually got the fawn out and doused it with an Aquafina bath.
We gave it our best, yeah.
The fawn was released into the custody of its mother, and firefighters went home with a story to tell.
Yeah, so every call is an emergency to us, no matter how big or how small it is.
Well, that's quite the endearing story, and how adorable was that fawn? Well, Nicole will have another look at your forecast when we return.
Farmers and rural homeowners, is it a pain to make time for Saturday trips to your town dump? Big Hook has a low-cost, convenient solution. Starting at less than $2 per day, will leave you a small dumpster and dump it monthly. Call Mike today.
Are you finding bathing and bathroom business has gotten more difficult? Bad hips, bad knees can pose a problem. Just getting up and down can be risky. There is a simple, affordable solution. In just a day or two, you can have a beautiful new walk-in shower, safe and easy to care for with grab bars, a handheld shower, and a seat if you like. Set an appointment with one of our designers to plan your new bath. Better products at lower prices because we care. The Board Store.
We see you out there building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like $10 off Estate Premium 4-in-1 Summer Lawn or Garden Fertilizer. This DeWalt Brushless Drill and Impact Driver Kit, $80 off, now only $169. And save up to $50 on these DeWalt pressure washers. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 HR-V.
Red, white, and new. It's time to refresh your space for less at the King Furniture Pre-4th of July Savings Event. Save up to 50% on an entire room of beautiful new furniture. Living rooms, bedrooms, dining, you name it. Find mattress closeout deals on overstocked inventory and special factory closeout Lazy Boy recliners at prices too good to sit out. Plus, when you trade in your old furniture, get a discount on new. We'll even deliver and haul away for free. It's the King Furniture Pre-4th of July Savings Event going on now.
Farmers and rural homeowners, is it a pain to make time for Saturday trips to your town dump? Big Hook has a low-cost, convenient solution. Starting at less than $2 per day, will leave you a small dumpster and dump it monthly. Call Mike today.
Well, the sleeping forecast isn't looking ideal tonight. It still feels close to 90 degrees outside right now. So definitely want to have that AC on, keep that window closed because it's muggy too. And I am someone who needs it to be like freezing cold to fall asleep. So I don't think I'm going to get a lot of sleep tonight.
Oh gosh.
But we have relief on the way for next week.
Yeah, thank goodness.
We need it after this weekend.
Tomorrow, definitely like go to the pool, go on the river if you can. Like, get all this sun.
Stay cool.
Well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.